So, hi guys, welcome to another video. Wow, it has been a while since I uploaded a speed paint on this channel, but you know what? We're going to ignore the fact that I haven't uploaded anything since my last post because yeah, we're just gonna pretend like it didn't happen. This piece is for an art fight, obviously, you guys can tell from the title. And I guess you guys can also tell I'm trying this new kind of like PNG tuber thing. I'm not really sure if it's gonna stick for the long term, but I'm just trying it out, trying something new. Hopefully I like how it turns out. It's been kind of frustrating trying to get this all to work, and the setup is all still kind of wonky. I still need to get a proper mic. Yeah, that's gonna take me a minute to get, but I promise I am working on it. So sorry if the quality isn't the best still. I wasn't, on my other videos, I don't really have the best quality mic, but you know what? We're gonna make it work. Um, so for this piece here, it's my last art fight piece. If you guys don't know what art fight is, it's basically an online art trading game of the summer. That's the best way to put it in my opinion. It's basically just where a bunch of people go and post their OCs and you can go ahead and draw them. And you draw them for free and other people draw your characters for free. It's supposed to be a fun art trade esque thing. You draw characters and you draw other people's characters because it's just a fun thing to do. And so, because I love fun things, obviously I participate in this when I can. Was this piece fun? Though for me, I sure did have fun with the idea. The first few minutes of me thinking of this, I was like, this could be fun. All these characters, it would be so nostalgic to see a lot of these characters, like a lot of my friends' characters, and seeing them all interact again because it's, just really, really nice to see some tenured OCs again and, drawing all of them again. So I was just kind of like, this would be so fun and cute. Like, this would totally be plausible and not make me go crazy at all. Yeah, no, I was a fool. I was an idiot. I completely went insane doing this. I can't believe I did do this. I can't believe I thought I would be able to do this. I always overestimate myself, honestly. And that could be a good and a bad thing. But this time it was like a bad good thing. It definitely is a piece that I have spent way more time on than I thought I would be spending time on. Because at first, the original idea was to like make not chibis of everyone. It was like to actually make full body pieces of like detailed characters in the same sort of like scenario, like all of them going out for a drink at a table at like a cafe kind of place. And I wasn't even gonna draw furniture. Like I really, really was delusional, and I was like, I am going to, draw chairs and tables and flower and decor and all that stuff. I was an idiot. I don't know who I was fooling. Obviously myself. I was fooling myself when I first thought of the idea. And yeah, I just gave up after a few tries on that one. I was like, we're gonna go with something much more simple. Let's lower the scope a little bit, and let's go with like chibis, because chibis I can at least do in a manageable amount of time, which I thought was true, and it is like half true because I did manage to finish this, obviously, because you guys are seeing it. But it it sure took me a while. And I'm sorry for all any like wonky pop-ups or anything like that on this video. Literally how I record these videos is that I just play the video and then I just talk and I ramble about anything and everything. So I'm sorry. There is no script to any of these videos. You're just getting what you get. Anyways, yeah. So honestly, this is my first time trying to record with this cool little PNG that's moving in the corner of your screen. So, like, seriously, at least record it on the side of my screen. I've done a little test runs just to make sure it works. But you know, trying to edit these videos, God, has been nothing but a handful, to say the least. Um, but yeah, just the scope of this piece, I really, really underestimated how long it would take me to get it done. And like, I'm glad I got it done at the end. I'm really happy with how this turned out. But golly, the entire time I was doing it, I was like, what is wrong with me? There's something wrong. But it was still fun. Don't get me wrong. I even was delusional enough to be like, I'm gonna draw some of these pieces on a separate layer from each other because I'm also gonna animate each character in some sort of way. I like make them all blink or move just a little bit to seem like they're laughing or talking. I really thought I was gonna do all of that for 30 characters. I was a joke. I was a clown. I made a mistake, and I'm willing to admit that, because at the end I just gave up and I was like, I drew 30 characters and I colored all of them. I think that's enough from me. Animating is like a fever dream to do. Like, I really wanted to, because I separated everything. Like, I literally drew all the files and stuff for a way to animate the way I do, and I still didn't do it. I still gave up at the end. And I don't regret it because I still like how this came out. But if I ever want to revisit this piece when I actually have a PC that can handle animating 30 characters, maybe I'll come back to this. Maybe it's a big maybe. When I have like $2,000 to spare, maybe, kind of thing. But anyways, going back on track with everything going on. Right now we're watching me draw a bunch of characters that belong to super friends of mine in this really, really big. I don't even know how to describe it. Like, this, just a group of friends talk with gay people. we just make cool little guys, and we throw our cool little guys all together in one big thing, and we just let loose. That's where all these little kiddos are coming from. It's just, there are little guys, and I'm drawing all of them together. All the characters are drawn in their like perspective parts, per se. They're only talking or like hanging out around with other characters that appeared in the same era, I guess, of these little stories that we have all together. Like, they're all sitting like a little squad, so it's kind of like chronological when they made their appearance and stuff like that. And I it was just really cool. It was really fun to get all of them all together, and it really did bring up good memories for me to see and draw these characters again, because I was like, wow, it's been a while since I seen some of them. It's like seeing an old friend again after a couple of years. It was kind of crazy. I was like, wow, I can't believe that we've done so many of these kind of things all together for all this time. It was actually super sweet and really, really heartwarming for me, at least. I am kind of sad because there are some other characters that I purposely chose to leave out of this drawing, mainly because the times that they made their appearances, there just weren't enough like characters to a certain group to really justify including them, in my opinion. Like, there are maybe top four characters that I could have included in a certain thing, because like ArtFight, you can only tag characters that are on a certain person's profile, and you only get points if that character is actually on their profile, not just if they own that character. You just happen to draw them. Basically, that's just how ArtFight calculates the points of a drawing. So like, some characters either weren't there, or some characters, just there were some, but other people's characters weren't there. So just honestly, I kind of felt empty in a way, in my opinion, if I drew some and didn't add the other ones, just all that kind of stuff. So, but for the most part, the first two eras of characters, most of my friends had their characters up, so I was like, okay, I can at least justify having these two groups here. There was at least a few in between that were missed, definitely. Um, but sometimes it's more like the person whose character should be included is just they're not on ArtFight, so I can't really include or like tag them into it to get points for it. So I'm sorry, I am selfish and I am greedy. So that means that character was not included because, yeah, because artificial numbers mean so much to me. There's like every social media influencer ever. We only care about numbers, so I only included characters that I guess would make the most sense in both they appear in that group and they are manageable to secure me a bigger number because that's what's important. If I was to include every character from every group, though, this number would be so much bigger than 30. So I also did it for my sanity. I only just really chose characters that had a not a big impact, but like they were kind of like involved. And also um I was included in, unfortunately, anything where I was not participating in, unfortunately, just because either I took breaks from creating characters for a little bit, or I just was not there. I unfortunately didn't include any characters in this piece because one, I don't really know their personality, so it's kind of hard to draw a character where you don't really know much about them or how they interact with the other characters that are present. So it was just easier to exclude them for you know yeah, I'm a simple person. Okay, I can't if I don't know. Okay, I'm not gonna try. It's a bad trait of mine sometimes, but um, going forward now, I finish the second group. This is me starting the third group. This third group was honestly the hardest group for me to do because I had an idea of what I wanted this third group to do, but I ended up changing it a couple of times. You don't see me changing it on here, but it's much different than the initial sketch I have that you can kind of see underneath this other layer here. Speaking of the sketch, I really underestimated how big this piece was gonna have to be. You'll see towards the end, I've had to adjust the canvas size at least like 5 times to make sure I can fit all the people I had planned to fit on here. It was just I really, really underestimated the scope of this piece. Basically, like I'm not even kidding when I say I really underestimated how big this needed to be and how much time and effort was going to go into this. But like I said, it was worth it in the end. It was just I really, really underestimated myself. I guess I'm just so crazy. I guess. um, but yeah, the third group was actually really, really fun to do once I actually had the idea solidified. I had some trouble at first putting like the placement of the characters, especially with how some of their relationships were in the time that they all interacted. I was like, okay, I know these characters have to go together because they're buddies, but then they're not buddies with these guys' buddies. So it's like I have to make sure that it still feels like their characters while making sure it goes with my idea at the same time. You know, my idea at the end was this group selfie kind of thing. And it makes sense if you know the context of the characters and like the story basically. So I was like, I guess I'm a genius actually. I have ideas. So and I executed them and I liked how it came out. So, I guess I'm a god. I'm an art god is what I'm saying. um right now I'm just getting everything together. This group of characters I am quite fond of myself, especially because the character that I have in this group is definitely one of my favorites. Shout out to Bridge. He is definitely a favorite of mine. I'm not biased at all or anything like that, but you guys just have that character that you really, really love, no matter how flawed or what happens to them in the story, kind of thing. Yeah, that's me. I am a bridge apologist. That's what his name is. He is everything to me. Okay, he lives in my head rent free, and he is staying there. I don't know when he'll leave. I don't know when he'll leave me alone, but he is going to be there for a while, and I'm going to make it everyone else's problem, unfortunately. If I ever have to leave Bridge behind because he's just getting too old, you just, sometimes after time passes, you kind of lose your connection with the character. Even if you're really fond of that character, that day will be very hard for me because he means so much to me. It sounds dumb, but it's true. he, there's just something so personal about having an OC. And, I mean, I feel that way towards every OC. Even if the OC is not mine, if it's like a friend's OC and I hear things about that OC from that friend, I'm like, oh my God, I love them. They're literally my child. That's how I feel about a lot of my friends' OCs, actually. I'm like, oh my God, I don't know them, but just know they are part of my family now, actually. They are so special to me, and a good portion of that is because they're so special to you. And I think that's the beauty of having friends with OCs that your OCs can be friends with. It's like a one big family in a way, and that's definitely the vibes I'm getting when I made this piece. I was like, and getting all our OCs together in a group is just so funny. First of all, and second of all, there's just something special about seeing all your OCs put together like that, and all your friends' OCs put together like that. Definitely something I wish I would do more often if I had the patience and time to do so. It's not easy to draw everyone's characters together like this and plan out interactions and stuff like that. But I made it work, and I'm glad I did because like I said, I'm really proud of this piece, proud of the time and effort I put into it because I did it over a span of, I have to go look for the actual time. I'll edit how long in actual time this took me to do, but it took me at least a few days over, off and on between work and other things to do this piece. And, when I never put that much amount of effort into anything. This is like the first piece I've put in so much effort into in a while. So definitely special in my heart. Definitely something I will never attempt to do ever again unless I get struck with another like crazy amount of inspiration and I'm like, we ball, just I just something was wrong with me when I thought about this. And I thought I would be able to do it. And that's fine because I guess I was right because I did do it. So that's fine, I guess. Maybe I should challenge myself more often. Maybe there's something about growing as an artist, where you have to, step out of your comfort zone. But who the heck wants to do that? Stepping out of my comfort zone when I draw, that's awful. I have to hate what I'm doing to actually get better at it. Like, come on, y'all. Like, no. But we are nearing the end of this line art section. I actually only recorded the line art section of this piece and then the very end where I did the minor shading and the core of this piece. The coloring aspect of this piece, I skipped recording entirely. One, because this video was already very long with just the line art. I'm sitting at around 26 minutes, I'm pretty sure. So I was just kind of like, I'm not gonna make you guys suffer for another 20 minutes to watch me color something. So I just skipped that part entirely, and I was like, I am just going to finish up the recording with the last bits and have this be over with because I also was like, what am I going to talk about for 40 minutes? I don't have anything to talk about for 40 minutes. And I was like, I could just make it filled with music at the end, I guess, but I mean, that's kind of boring. So I want to do more speed paints where I talk throughout the entire thing, just because, I like to hear myself talk. I like to hear myself talk, I guess, and it's nice to get to talk about my art while you guys are seeing it obviously being made. Makes it feel more personal, in my opinion, than just the usual non-copyright music I play in the back, because that can get repetitive. It's for also watch value for me as well, just to see my personal journey of editing, because wow, I really don't know how to edit anything, especially when I don't have a mic. Yeah, I really, really need a mic, guys. Um, I need to invest in one, just haven't had the time or money to do so yet. I will do it eventually, I promise. So the quality of these videos will go up spontaneously. One day you will know that's when I bought a mic. Um, and obviously you can tell my editing will have gone up because of everything else that's added to this video. I have an end card for once. I have this cool little person in the corner who is totally me talking. um I will make another video probably one day explaining this character in the corner more, but this is more so just a test video to test out my editing program. Now I have moved from the free program that just comes on my laptop to Adobe Premiere, because I just needed a better editing program that can handle more things. And the $20 a month really kills me every single time I see it in my account. But you know I don't really edit all that much. I need to do it more to justify the $20 a month kind of thing. So that's why I've been using it more, and that's why I've been trying to learn more how to do this. But yeah, so but now you just saw there the transition between the line art and the coloring. Yeah, you guys will. I will not make you sit through that coloring section. Not very fun. But yeah, so definitely I hope these videos are you guys will enjoy them more now that they're a little bit better in quality. Yeah, besides the mic. Sorry again for that. But I actually have an end card and an intro and stuff. So there's actually something interesting to watch other than just my drawings, I guess. I guess the whole point of a speed paint is to watch my drawings, but you know what I mean. But yep. Now, just I'm adding the final touches, changing the color of the line art. I was going to be a little more detailed with coloring the line art, which is like my usual style with the line art, but I ended up just making everything one solid color on each character because I'm lazy, but it still gets some of the point across. So, be efficient, if you as an artist, the best advice I can give is to always somehow make it more efficient but still getting what you wanted across. There's nothing wrong with being lazy at certain steps of your art. Definitely something I encourage, actually. you know no one but you is going to know how much work went into something, so sometimes it's better to just be a little lazy and save yourself the stress of things. And now we're coming across me adding these little decorations because I thought the table looked kind of boring, so I added them. Let's see. About to come across the final slide. Yep, almost there. Just adding final touches now. Oh my god, yeah, and the little details I added. I was gonna do that little hair, like the little shine across the hair with the airbrush, but I thought that looked kind of tacky. So obviously I went with the way less tacky sparkles instead. That's less tacky. Yeah. Now I'm gonna add these little boba cups because I almost forgot about them actually. Because the reason why some of these characters don't are holding any cups is because I was gonna add these at the end, and I'm glad I remembered to do it because I almost didn't. But that would have been bad, and that would have ruined the entire vibe. But thankfully, I remembered because I came through. I guess sometimes I have to believe in myself, or elsewise, who will, But yep, there we go. Coming across the final scroll now. Just leave it at that, guys. And thank you for watching. Thank you for listening for me ramble for the past 26 minutes. And I hope you guys enjoy. Bye.